Hey guys, and welcome to another MTG list video. Now, I don't make these very often, but when I do, I tend to stay away from the mainstream topics like top commanders, top removal, etc. I like to focus on more interesting aspects of Magic, anything strange and unusual. And that's the theme for today's video. Here are 5 strange and unusual creature types you may have never heard of in Magic the Gathering. Number 5. Sponges. Did you know Magic the Gathering actually has a creature type called Sponge? Yeah, neither did I until I started research for this video. This out-of-place creature, at least in our world anyway, seems to be a really odd choice for a fantasy card game like MTG, but who knows? Maybe they're a lot more vicious and monstrous in game, right? Well, feast your eyes on this shining example, Walking Sponge from Urza's Legacy. You know what, as a card it isn't half bad, but as a creature idea it kinda stinks. Let's look at another example. Oh wait, there are no others. Walking Sponge is the only card with the sponge creature type in all of MTG. Wow, it really is obscure. With Walking Sponge, we can see why there's only one. Sponges just don't make very interesting creatures in a game that's printed dragons and hippos with wings. You may be unique, Walking Sponge, but that doesn't make you interesting. Yet, it does certainly warrant your spot on this list. Number 4. Cowards. We all know someone who just isn't the heroic type, but in a game like Magic the Gathering, the commonplace coward just isn't a good fit. Perhaps it's this conflicting role that can duel with the great heroes of MTG and make them stand out more, or perhaps they were just testing the waters a little. Nevertheless, cowards are a real creature type in MTG. What makes these spineless cards unique, however, is that there isn't any individual card with the sub-creature type coward. In fact, only one card ever even mentions it, Boldwire Intimidator from Morningtide. This 5/5 giant warrior for 7 can turn any target creature into a coward until end of turn, which seems borderline useless, right? I mean, what exactly, in terms of the game, is a coward anyway? Well, nothing. It doesn't affect the stats of the creature or anything like that. All it does is remove any previous creature types the card may have had before and replaces it with coward until end of turn. It's good for if you want to remove some tribal synergy your opponent's running, but not much more. The reason Coward is included on this list, even though no real cards have this creature type, is because Wizards has said officially that it is a real creature type and thus changelings can become cowards. I don't know if they'll ever do more with cowards in the future, but for now, it's certainly one of the more obscure card types out there. Number 3. Ferrets. Another one-off creature type, ferrets in our world are cute, mischievous rodents people can keep and train as pets. Similarly, the ferret creature type, as seen on Joven's Ferrets, are known to be animals of great loyalty, able to be trained to perform a number of tricks. Joven's favorite trick he taught his furry friends? Well, stealing the valuables of others, of course. Joven Ferrets may be the only card with the ferret creature type, but there are others whose art depicts ferrets, such as Repopulate from Urza's Legacy. This sets the stage for possibly more ferret creatures in the future, something I'd really like to see. In many sets, we get beasts like bears, boars, and elk, but I'd like to see us include some other woodland creatures in the future, a slot which I believe ferrets could fill perfectly. We may have had relatives of ferrets since the release of this creature type, such as Bronze Sable, but none quite capture the antics of the unique ferret creature type. Number 2. Weirds. As the name suggests, weirds are just out and out strange. They're actually a sub-creature type of the overarching elemental typing, although they don't count as elementals on the board. Like elementals, weirds are beings of twisted magic, taking an ethereal or fluid form. They were created by the Izzet League on the plane of Ravnica, supposedly by the genius dragon Niv-Mizzet himself. He was searching for a method that would produce elementals which were more stable and easier to control, and stumbled upon the magic needed to manifest weirds. Weirds are elementals comprised of 2 conflicting elements in the same form, a being formed of fire and water, for example. The reflecting forces cause a balance in the creature that's hard to replicate. Like 2 opposing magnets, it creates a tentative harmony between the elements. As a result, weirds have become an outstanding success for the Izzet, being used throughout the league as lab assistants, test subjects, and even as pets. In the game, weirds have appeared in 9 total cards, many of which you've seen in this video, but there's one I want to talk more about, and that's Melek Izik Paragon, the only legendary weird in the game. This creature was created specifically to run the Maze of Guild Champions during the Return to Ravnica block, after the disbarment of the Planeswalker Ralzeric. Weirds are certainly strange, but no more strange on Ravnica than anything else created by the Izzet. This is a creature type I can say without a doubt will make a return should we ever step foot on Ravnica again, and I can't wait to see the new ways Wizards envisions these obscure creatures in the future. And number 1, Beebles. Probably one of the strangest looking creatures in all of MTG. These little critters are hauntingly human in appearance, but with a cartoony overtone. Beebles are small, magical constructs summoned by mages and researchers as a convenient demonstration or for use in experiments. In this regard, Beebles are much like homunculi, being that they're both constructs of magic designed with no real set purpose in mind. Physically, Beebles are small, about the size of a fist, with rounded bodies. Their shape and rubbery exterior make them extremely bouncy and almost indestructible. The only way to rid yourself of a Beeble is to unsummon it. They're similar to fairies in that they're cheerful and mischievous, although not maliciously. Beebles' more annoying traits make them a favorite among students at the Tolarian Academy as a tool used in practical jokes. There have been 2 mainstream cards with the Beeble creature type, Bouncing Beebles from Urza's Legacy and Bubbling Beebles from Urza's Destiny. Others have been printed in the Unhinged and Unglued sets, making them much more cartoonish and fitting for the Beeble creature type, but obviously that's a lot more obscure. Although Mark Rosewater stated that there's no such thing as a dead creature type per se, Beebles have been put back on the shelf for the time being. As we move forward, we'll only ever see Beebles again in supplemental products. I, for one, don't blame Wizards for this decision. The design of Beebles seems so weird, even for MTG. Maybe they'll find a place right for them in future sets to come, or maybe they'll remain as my top pick for one of the most obscure creature types in MTG. And there you have it guys, 5 strange and obscure creature types in Magic the Gathering. Let me know your thoughts on these and other odd types in the comments below. What are some of your favorite obscure creature types? If you enjoyed this and want to see more, consider giving it a like and sharing it with a friend. It goes a long way in helping the channel. You can also help the channel by becoming a patron on Patreon and by following me on social media. Find links to those in the description below. In any case guys, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.